We're looking at this was in the Wall Street Journal this week because NAR released its report last week. This made all kinds of headlines. I always like to talk about what are the consumers seeing. So if consumers are seeing this, okay, higher mortgage rates, record home price. We had kind of dismal sales this year. We matched 1995 sales. That's like, 29 years ago, and we had 70 million fewer Americans. Okay, so this is the headlines that they're all seeing, but there's more to this story. When you look at, okay, we know we just did 2024. It was tough. We did it. Fine. We moved on. But here's the big piece of what happened at the end of 24. For the first time in 3 years, in October, we actually saw an increase in sales in resale. These are all resale data. Resale home sales increased in October year over year. They increased in November year over year. They increased in December year over year. These were 3 consecutive increases in sales after 3 years of declines. So this is like very exciting. And this is what we're talking about is there is opportunity. People are getting tired of waiting. They're kind of just saying, okay, this is where the prices are. This is where the interest rates are. I'm going to make it work. Because there's plenty of people that can afford things. They just don't want to. And that's some of the story with, wages have increased and all the things. They just are like, no, I'm going to wait till it comes back to whatever. And now a lot of people are saying those rates didn't get to where I needed them to go or wanted them to go, hoped for them to go. I can't wait anymore. I'm going to go buy a house. Now, this is the December NAR report. And so in this slide, and this is where sometimes some of the, all the numbers that we talk about can get confusing. So what we're anticipating, the numbers are going to kind of like be finalized. It usually takes a little bit longer, but we finished 2024 with just over 4 million sales, 4.06 million sales. In 2023, we had 4.09. So it's like 30,000 fewer sales. It's low, but you know what that also says? We have 4 million buyers. So when we look at things like this, and we had an increase. So the reason why what we just said, those numbers at ending 24 at 4.06 million sales, but what happened in December, which is also indicative of an increasing, demand market, is our seasonally adjusted rate, which means if we kind of continued at this rate all year, we would have been at 4.24 million sales, which is definitely above 4.06. So this is another kind of illustration that our demand did pick up. And we talked about a lot. Election years kind of like stifle Q4 demand, and it's starting to come about now because anybody who was going to buy in Q4, maybe they didn't buy in Q4, but they're still looking to buy, and they just postpone their purchase into Q1.
Yeah, this is a good screenshot. I recommend, all of our members, all of you guys, take a screenshot of this. Just interesting median sale price. So is the national median sale price 4,044?
For existing homes, yes, per NAR. Yes.
All right, per NAR, existing homes. Just good knowledge to have. We're in the profession. So according to NAR, median sale price for existing sales, not new homes, 4,044. Is that average time on the market 3.3 months? Would that be correct for 2024?
So this one's just December. So our inventory is at 3.3 months. It's not an average. It is where we stood at the end of December.
Oh, okay. So based on the absorption rate, so it's 3.3 months on the market is the average based. In other words, if there were no other properties listed, it would take 3.3 months at the current demand to sell all the properties we have. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just okay. So that's the absorption rate, and then 4.24
and expect that to go up. Expect that it always increases in January. So don't be surprised when that number goes up.
In other words, and the reason that number would go up is most likely is January is a big listing month. A lot more homes would come on the market. So inventory would climb faster than buyer demand. Would that be correct?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And then again, there were, what'd you say, 4.06 million sales last year. But again, based on the rate of sales in December, seasonally adjusted. December's a little slower, but they do a seasonal adjustment on that, which means December was stronger, than, based on seasonal adjustment than many other months during the year. It's a
Yes.
prognosis, it's a predictor that we might have a better year than expected in 2025. Now, I'm making that statement, but really asking it as a question. Is that the way you're seeing this?
Yes, that's the way I'm seeing it as well.
Yeah.
And this is another indication of we know that our supply is up. There's only one state, North Dakota, that is down year over year in supply. Every other state, even those tight states like, New York, only 1%, but it's still up. We had some of these really tight numbers for a long time. They're actually all up except for what we just see is, North Dakota. This is another indicator, like let your people know inventory is up, and then this will give you, for your state as well.